Hello, this is Davide Biocchi speaking, and this is my weekly intermarket analysis. Let's start as usual with the euro dollar, and let's start analyzing the fact that since more than 1 year we are in this sideways, and that the volatility recently went so down that we are right now moving since at least 2 weeks in 1.5, even less figure. So it's really interesting to understand that this is because the market is waiting for some data. Probably this week there will be the inflation, the CPI index, and let's say some event that are yet to come, especially in June with the ECB meeting before and later with the Fed meeting, to let us know if there will be some decision about the interest rates that will impact for sure this currency's rate. This is very stable, so let's start with commodities that are impacted partially by this, and the first one is the crude oil, that since more than 1 year is even this in a larger but very interesting sideways too. 95 to 96 is the price above there, and 67 or maybe even below 64 is the support here. The market was moving recently around the average area here, a little bit up and below the price of 79.80. So there's a resistance right now around $82 per barrel, but there's also a support around $76 per barrel, more or less where we are right now. Let's say the price came down especially because from the geopolitical side we have not relevant news, so we are waiting for something that do not know if it's coming or not, if there will be an escalation or not, and due to the fact that now the situation is a little bit less aggressive than 2-3 weeks ago. The crude oil price is gently but let's say actively coming down here, so it's something that we can see. And let's say some similar consideration we can do on the gold. The gold, that is let's say that is interesting because it's a safe haven, and a lot of investors love to put some money on it. Because of that, yes, it came a little bit back, but is still up there, very close to the record high. So the situation is that there was a flag here, more or less this way, and then the market moved again above the level, let's say, of 2,300, that more or less 2,330, 350, that more or less is the breakout level here. The price went up, but now it's coming a little bit back. So be careful that if it will go below the price of 2,280, probably there will be an impact that will move the market to 2,200, 2,150, where we have this congestion here. But if it will remain above there, probably we will see another attack of the record high that are around 2,450, more or less. So this is quite interesting. Immediately after, let's have a look to the bonds, and particularly let's have a look at the Treasury long-term bonds that are up here. Sorry for that. So let's say that the market recently went below the relevant support of 92.3. The market was down below here, creating another support and then reacting, and now trying to test the old support, now resistance at 92.3 here. So will it be successful? In that case there will be, let's say, a reversal. Otherwise we can see maybe the market remaining in between this level in a sideways. So let's see, this is again something very interesting. And let's switch to the stock indices, and let's start with the European one, where we have seen really interesting new high, especially considering the fact that on the futures we had a new high, and the market is moving just to test again the level here, but is already again also above a price of 5,000. That is a quite relevant, important price because it's a rounded price. There's a market above and a market below it. So it's really interesting, especially the DAX that delivered a new, let's say, historical record high during the last week and even today. So this is quite important, and let's see what is going to happen, especially the Euro Stoxx 600. The one I showed you before was the Euro Stoxx 50, but the Euro Stoxx 600, let's say, provided again another new record high. Very interesting too. So will the market be able to continue? Well, let's say, thinking about the fact that we don't have any, let's say, big market mover except for what concerning the CPI during this week. And then, starting from next Monday, we will have the payment of a dividend, let's say an important, relevant part of a dividend will be paid next Monday. And then next Wednesday, we will have the earnings of NVIDIA. That will be the decisive day. I mean, that will be really important for the market. And because of that, maybe this trend can continue. Especially because we have to see if the US market will be able to go and test again the previous record high, historical high. It's really difficult because many volumes were traded up there, especially on the S&P 500, so we can consider this area a real big resistance. So will the market be able to go above there, or will the market reach that level, then stop and wait for the dividends and for the NVIDIA reporting, and then maybe moving up or down? This is something that we will discover next week in my perspective, and this is the same situation that we have not only on the S&P 500 but on the NASDAQ too. Despite the fact that recently sectors like utilities, like financials, were more, let's say, bought than technology, the NASDAQ is yet very close to that level, and again NVIDIA will be decisive. All the charts of single stocks here are very close to the top but waiting for something, and this is NVIDIA reporting. So let's wait and let's see what is going on. For this week we will have inflation, we will have the CPI on Wednesday. That will be the market mover of the week. Ciao, see you soon, bye bye.